Thanks for joining us here on News Channel 25 WVTT. I'm Alexa Olson. Jeff Andrelonis is off tonight. The big story tonight here on Twin Tiers Evening News. The military is left searching for answers after 7 Marines were killed in an explosion during training in Nevada. The Marine Corps has since temporarily stopped using the mortar rounds blamed for the explosion at Hawthorne Army Depot. Ed Pierce reports. Pennsylvania State Police have now filed charges against a man they say was involved in a shooting in Keating Township earlier this week. According to authorities, 26-year-old William Manning of Cyclone, Pennsylvania, is charged with felony aggravated assault, among other charges, after allegedly handling a handgun that discharged, hitting Chad Codwell of Cyclone in the neck. The incident was first reported as accidental, but was later changed because no one was able to confirm if it was, in fact, an accident. Codwell is listed in serious condition at UPMC Hammett. Manning is in the McKean County Jail on $50,000 bail. Historic makeover in Ellicottville. A building that's been standing in Ellicottville since 1887 could be turned into a boutique hotel. The building that was once a school in the town could now be a 24-room glorified bed and breakfast. The project will cost around $2.5 million. And another makeover, this one happening also in Ellicottville. The Ellicottville Central School District is renovating the school's gymnasium. After a public vote, the project was approved by a 448 to 147 vote. The $9.8 million project will be in place where the current gym stands, but will be expanded. New locker rooms will be put into place. Another branch of the plan is to put in place 2 new music rooms and a stage for productions. Here's the breakdown for how that $9.8 million will be used. $1.1 million for the addition, $6.2 million on building renovations, and the rest is construction costs. Portville is working hard to put together a school budget for the next school year, but this could mean taxes will see a new high. Portville Superintendent Thomas Simon says that taxes could be raised as much as 6.5%. Now the district has a little more than a month to approve this new tax limit. If you are a Buffalo fan, then you will be excited to hear that the Bills will be staying in Buffalo. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo released a statement earlier this week to thank the NFL commissioner and the owner committee for keeping the Bills where they belong, in Buffalo. According to the governor, the agreement protects taxpayer dollars and puts in place a long-term plan for the team's continued presence in Buffalo. Holy Land School Board met last night. WVTT was there. The board weighed on both sides of an argument regarding cutting pre-K curriculum from a full day to a half day. Take a listen to this audio from the meeting last night.
Children who participate in pre-K are 50% less likely to repeat a grade or to be placed in special education classes. Prevention is obviously the key, and as you know, our special education budget did skyrocket last year.
Increased demands in academics in both K through 12. I would think that our district would put a priority in our full day pre-K program in order to give our students a solid foundation. When I think about a house, I think about where do you want your house to be the strongest.
I don't know how I would fit everything into a half-day format now that higher standards have been set for our students.
The board decided to keep the full day of programming for pre-K, but says they'll have to come up with another way to cut the $200,000 to $300,000 that the cuts would save the district. Now, WVTT sent out a camera crew to get people's reaction to the decisions made at last night's meeting.
I'm in favor of them keeping a full day pre-K. I think as an educator, it's obviously clear that the benefits of full-time pre-K help the children, and as they grow older and advance in school, that year in pre-K is obviously a good thing to have.
I think for pre-K, half day is plenty of time for kids to be in school, and especially if it's in regards to budget cuts. I think that if they don't have the money to have the pre-K kids the whole day, I'd rather see the pre-K kids do half a day and them stay within their budget and not be forced to cut other programs for the other children.
I'm all about kindergarten pre-K being half day. It encourages more family time. I don't like anything that's going to discourage or encourage budget cuts. I have an older child who's in the middle school, and the thought of her not being able to take art and music is really sad if that's the way the budget cuts are leaning. So
You don't take it from pre-K, but you're going to end up taking it from someplace else, and it's going to hurt somebody else somewhere along the line.
Additionally, the Olean City School District Superintendent and the Business Administrator will hold a community forum on Tuesday, March 26th, beginning at 6 o'clock in the Olean High School cafeteria to present the proposed 2013-2014 budget. Bradford School Board held a re-vote last night on the decision to bring in city police as added security for the rest of the school year. Several board members were absent at the last meeting they had, and with one of those board members serving as a police officer within the city, he abstained, which meant that the vote didn't represent a quorum. So with more members present at last night's meeting, the resolution was passed legally, and the school will hire an off-duty Bradford police officer to fill a security slot at the school from April 1st until summer break. And according to legislative leaders, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo plans to provide about $350 in rebates to middle-class families as part of the new proposed state budget. Now, these rebates would only be available for families who have a combined household income of $40,000 to $300,000 with one or more children. Negotiations are still going on as the budget is in its final stages. A local man facing charges in a disturbing child sex abuse case. According to the Cattaraugus County Sheriff's Office, 57-year-old Paul Starks of Great Valley is charged with one count of first-degree course of sexual conduct against a child. Starks allegedly had sexual contact with a girl under the age of 11 multiple times. He was arraigned in town of New Albion Court and is being held in the county jail on $50,000 bail. In Dayton, New York, a Cattaraugus County sex offender pleading guilty as he failed to register as a sex offender after he moved. 35-year-old Sean Sharp will face sentencing in May. A new bill named after an Amherst teen who was killed in a hit-and-run accident is moving forward. On Tuesday, the State Senate Transportation Committee passed Alex's Law, which honors 18-year-old Alex Rice, who was killed when riding her longboard on a summer night back in 2011. The man who hit her, Dr. James Corsanti, faced a number of charges in this case. He was eventually convicted on one count, misdemeanor DWI. Supporters of this new legislation hope that it will close a loophole that allows drivers to leave the scene and claim that they didn't know they hurt anyone. And finally tonight, a big tobacco company can breathe a sigh of relief. The Food and Drug Administration has scrapped a series of graphic warning labels for cigarettes after deciding not to challenge a court ruling that said the shocking images violated free speech protections. These are some of these graphic images. Some of them include a man exhaling smoke through a hole in his throat, a baby next to a cloud of smoke, and diseased lungs next to healthy ones. Attorney General Eric Holder said the Food and Drug Administration will propose new labels that could take a few years. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the percentage of adult Americans who smoke has declined since 1965 from 42% to about 19% in 2011. The CDC says cigarette smoking is a leading cause of preventable death in the United States. We have a lot more coming up. Stick around. This is Twin Tiers Evening News.